Okay. 2 pages we need to go over today. We need to start with this. Is this page 7? Somebody get the light, please. This page that starts with problem 7 is the first one, and the page that starts with number 19 is the second one. That's what I'm thinking. Is that what you're thinking? Okay. Number 7 says, determine whether the conditional and its converse are both true. If they're both true, combine them as a biconditional. If either is false, give a counterexample. So number 7 says, if an angle is a right angle, its measure is 90. That's true. If an angle is 90, it's a right angle. That's true. So you can write a biconditional that says, if an angle is a right angle, no, it won't say that. It'll say an angle is a right angle if and only if its measure is 90 degrees. So that's your biconditional. Number 8, decide whether the definition of perpendicular lines is reversible. That is, state the definition as a biconditional. If 2 lines intersect at right angles, 2 lines that intersect at right angles are perpendicular. Can you find a counter example for that? No, you can't. So that means it's a good definition. So you would write 2 lines intersect at right angles. If and only if the lines are perpendicular. Okay. Number 9 says use the law of detachment to draw a conclusion. If 2 angles are congruent, then they have equal measure. P and Q are congruent. That means the measure of angle P is equal to the measure of angle Q. Or you could have written the angles P and Q have equal measure. 10, use the law of detachment to draw a conclusion from the 2 statements. If not possible, write not possible. If I go to the concert, then I can afford to buy a ticket. Or it says I can go to the concert if I can afford to buy the ticket. What's the hypothesis here? There's your hypothesis. There's your conclusion right there. It says I can go to the concert. This is not possible, because they have to tell you the hypothesis is true for you to be able to draw a conclusion. 11, if a number is a multiple of 64, then it's a multiple of 8. If a number is a multiple of 8, then it's a multiple of 2. They want you to write a statement that uses this part and this part. So your answer would be, if a number is a multiple of 64, then it is a multiple of 2. 12, what are the reasons? This one's angle, addition, postulate. And then the reason that's missing below that is, what did they do? They added 16 to both sides. Addition, property of equality. Any questions on that page? Okay, the next page we need to look at has 19 through 23 on it. It says angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. What do you know about supplementary angles? They add up to 180. Angle 1 is x minus 39. Angle 2 is x plus 61. So there's your information. X minus 39 plus x plus 61 should equal 180. So you solve your equation. 2x. What do we get here?
Plus x minus 60.
Plus 22. is 180. Subtract the 22. 2x is divide by 2. X is 79. What's the question say? Find the measure of each angle. So 79 is not the answer. You got to take 79 and use it in here. So it's 79 minus 39. So this one is 40 degrees. And 79 plus 61, which is what? 140 degrees. So those are your answers. Be careful about that. Number 20 says find the value of x. So you don't have to plug it back in when you get done. What kind of angles do we have here? What did y'all say? Vertical. So we know that they are congruent. So I know that 7x minus 8 must equal 6x plus 11. And then what do we need to do? Subtract the 6x. X minus 8 is 11. Add the 8. What do we get here? 19. 21. What are you going to do on 21? What kind of angles do you see in that picture? And there's more than one right answer to that. What kind of angles are 4y and 112? They're supplementary. So what do we know about those two angles? They have to add up to be 180. So I can use that piece of information to help me find y. So 4y is 68. Divide by 4. What's that? 17. Y is 17. Now what am I going to do to find x? What am I going to do to find x? Tell me about this angle and this angle. They're vertical. So 7x plus 7 is equal to 112. Subtract 7. 7x equals, what is that, 105? Divide by 7, and x is 15. Okay. 22 says, write the converse to the statement. If it's true, write true. If it's not, provide a counterexample. It says, if x equals 4, then x squared is 16. The converse would say, if x squared equals 16, then x is 4. Is that true or false? Why? False, because your counterexample is x could be -4. 23, a plumber knows that if you shut off the water at the main valve, it is safe to remove the sink faucet. The plumber turns the main valve to the off position. What conclusion can you make? Here's your if-then statement. If you shut the water off at the main valve, then it is safe to remove the sink. He turns off the water. What conclusion can you draw? Safe to remove the faucet. Okay? That takes care of all of that. We'll test tomorrow.